There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far, over land and sea, a little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he.
We got several of his paintings in our new flat in Oslo, so that's also very interesting that he has developed a lot of artistic ways of expression. I think that has helped him a lot now during his illness. And he plays a little piano, guitar. He taught himself.
He's written some poems which are quite good. One of his poems was used by a quite well-known Norwegian singer.
Yeah, he was a top student. I remember he was interviewed in the local papers, having the best grades when he got out of high school. Very gifted in languages. He speaks almost fluent in Russian. He speaks very good English, French, German, some Polish. You probably have talked to him in Polish.
I know that before he got sick, he painted a picture of a nerve or something he was painting. He didn't understand it before later, that this was reflecting some kind of his illness in the system.
I did not know what a clash was, so I may have had bites earlier also, but at least the first I know of was a bite I had in South Africa in 2004. And the second was in Sweden in 2011.
He was himself thinking, and we were also thinking, that he had maybe depression and some psychological issues.
I started developing balance problems and so on. I started to bring crutches to work, so I used crutches when I needed. And then it's very interesting how after I went through some very hard psychological things with the loss and so on, and then, well, it seems like my immune system just took a holiday, because then it all happened very fast.
With his illness, he had a period where he has had periods where the voice has been almost not working, and definitely he could not sing anymore, which he really loves. So that was really hard for him. But now the voice is coming back, so we hope that he will be able to practice his vocal instrument more again, because it gives him a lot of pleasure.
Borreliosis has an acute phase just after infection, after tick bite, after the other way of transmitting the infection. It's just only for a few days, and it's local. Then directly after the time, it's becoming disseminated, causing systemic symptoms from all over the body, like joints, the fatigue, some neurological problems. But after a few months of this not treated, early disseminated phase, borreliosis is becoming chronic disease. And this chronic phase of the disease is a real challenge because it has presented different, it presents different symptoms like neurological, rheumatological, the other systemic symptoms, but the treatment is really challenged because bacteria, they are disseminated all over the body, and usually at that phase, after a few months of the infections, it's becoming a problem for the immune system, for the organs and other systems in our body.
No. Up, Bjorn.
You pull me up.
Come. Yes, you can do this. Very good.
We thought he had maybe depression and all this kind of thing. He started to see a psychologist. And then he just got worse and worse over the years.
So then they sent him to Oslo in a hospital first, and then he was moved to a nursing home. And he's been to several nursing homes in Oslo. It's been an awful time, both for him and for us.
I lost my girlfriend. She left me finally after many years of back and forth. And then I was afraid I was going to lose my father because he had a heart operation, and I was thinking, oh, he can die. If someone had come into my room there at the hospital with the barber knife, I wouldn't have been here anymore. If someone had given me a knife that night, I would have cut it here.
Whatever the diagnosis, it was always something that didn't completely match, I felt. And that's when I started to say that I think I had some friends who had some stories about people who had had Borrelia and got really strange symptoms and heard stories, and I started to look more into this, and I said to him, I think you really should check this up. But he was at this time so into all these alternative things, and one thing he was really scared of was antibiotics. So for him that was a little bit scary, this type of treatment back then. And we had a lot of fights about it actually.
There's a policy in Norway that you can only get 3 weeks of antibiotics. That's all. That's an official policy in Norway. But we know that there are people who get more without, well, letting the authorities know. But that's risky business for the doctors who are involved in it.
When he was sort of receiving treatment in Norway, but they were actually doing nothing. And he got worse and worse.
Struggle so far with the health system in Norway. In the beginning it was not only the health system in Norway, it also took us some time to kind of connect the dots and look in the right place for things that could help him in his condition. But after we kind of started that dialogue with the health system, it's been not helping, it's been the opposite of helping. It's been draining, it's been struggling, it's been getting us nowhere.
Some of these doctors have been really arrogant. Arrogant. That's not good.
So he also went to this doctor that has lost his license now in Norway, Mr. Luneng. he checked him and looked at his medical history and wanted to have him treated for Borrelia. Before he even lost his license, he had his own clinic for this special type of treatment with a lot of Norwegian patients, but now it's been all locked down.
There are a few doctors who help with this disease in Norway, but they are being prosecuted by authorities. So the most well-known of these doctors, he lost his license to be a doctor because he treated with the long queues. So to get help in Norway, it's very difficult.
In some of the countries, there is something called standard treatment, and doctor has no freedom to do anything which is out of standard. That's really the problem, because I would not say that borreliose is a standard disease. It's sometimes very unusual. It means that we need to use unusual treatment and very individualized approach. If in one of the states, like Scandinavian countries, the doctor has really no right to find individualized treatment plan, it means that for some patient there is no treatment at all, because not everybody will really have any benefit from this standard treatment. In the places like Poland, that in a private medical sector, the doctor can make decision and it has the ability or liberty to look for the individual treatment plan, it's much more better, because we can find something that will work in this individual patient.
In Norway it's almost like you don't even want to talk to other people about it, because you get this stamp of being that you are crazy a little bit. So, but we've met so many great and intelligent people struggling with the same thing, you know? Yeah, it's like this Kafka process in a way. It's like, yeah. So even when we came with the proof, like I told you earlier, it's like, oh, it could be polluted. It's no will to explore. It's no will to... They have their theory, and anything related to this, they don't want to look into it. And I think for a society as Norway, considered to be quite high level and a rich country with a lot of success and money and progress, it's not acceptable. It's really... We are at a really basic level where we are actually not willing to treat people that are really, really ill, because these people are really, really ill. Of course, it would take a lot of resources. Of course, it's a very difficult treatment. But I think it's this people that are religious about not using antibiotics on one side, fighting anything that they deem explorative, then they don't want to hear nothing about it, and they will use all their powers to not let it happen in the Norwegian health system.
Some of the most difficult situations have been the situations at the hospital, Ullevål Hospital, and they didn't understand. And they were rude against us and against him. I don't think that should be, also, it shouldn't, people in the healthcare should understand sick people a little better, and they shouldn't be rude to patients.
Well, right now I am just peace and gratitude, but I have been through terrible anger and desperation, and well, so I have, in the course of this journey, well, what made me most angry was Norwegian health authorities.
Relax, Bjorn. Relax. Okay. And back. Back. Come. Right? Good. Okay. Wyprostuj. Yes. It's okay. Relax. Wyprostuj. Zegnij.
I see, when I look back at it now, I realize that in a way I am happy for the disease because it woke me up.
I know that has been a big shift, that he has been a person who wanted to express and be the best, or he has been a little bit pushed to be the best, and it has become part of his personality. And during this process of getting sick, he understood that that is not important at all to have a good life. The most important thing is to express authentically and be honest and be truthful, authentic, yeah. So I think he has really opened up for the value in just authentic expression. So I don't think he will fall back on that being a perfectionist again, you know.
I get very struck by music now when it goes to the heart, when the singer really communicates something, not just performing. And very interesting sometimes when it happens, when I get this feeling. And I never thought it would happen in the Eurovision Song Contest, but the Norwegian contribution 2 years ago, it made me cry for half an hour. It's wonderful, it's in here. It's like the story of my life. It's song like this. And one day I want to sing it.
Head to toe, flesh and bones, should feel whole, but the void, silent stone. I'm here to use my heart and my hands. Somehow the bruises change my plans. And there's a silent storm inside me, looking for a home. I hope that someone's gonna find me and say that I belong. I'll wait forever and a lifetime to find I'm not alone. And there's a silent storm inside me, and someday I'll become, someday I'll become.
Since we came to Poland, instead of having trend downwards for many years, we now have a trend upwards. So It is a long journey, it would take a lot of time, but we definitely see that the trend is upward in many areas.
That's what's good here in Poland. It's all this variety, I think, which is best. Not only one type of treatment. So I think that's the most convincing for me. And I also listen to the patients. They don't say, well, if you have borreliosis, we usually treat like you. They have the individual approach. And it seems that Dr. Felska and Dr. Majdyło do it a little differently, but they discuss the patients together. And that's a good thing.
Our approach to whole treatment is very individualized. Like when people they ask me how you treat, I would answer, it really depends. Because on the other side, our patient, he or she is becoming our partner. So we together decide which kind of treatment we'll use, how much intensive it will be, how much we will put emphasis on security and maybe slow and low, like slow progress and low doses of the medicine. And also the patient family or some friends, they are creating a support group. So we are working together with this support group, with the patient, and we are creating all together the individualized plan for the treatment.
And then she said, you know, I want to get you out of this chair. This is a personal way of being, which I like, and it's good for the patient. So he's definitely he's stronger, and he feels better. And last night, for instance, he was singing. Last night, when Dr. Felska was here, he was singing in the bed.
I'm learning to appreciate the small but real improvement. And one beautiful day, I hope I will walk again, and one beautiful day, I hope we'll dance again.
He has had good support from friends and family. I think that's very important because he doesn't have a family of his own. So I think that's crucial now.
Some friends, they show fantastic support. I didn't believe back then that such friends exist.
When a star is born, they possess a gift or two. One of them is this: they have the power to make a wish makes no difference who you are.
On wykazuje taką silną wolę walki. Poza tym jest to człowiek wszechstronnie uzdolniony, więc i językowo, i artystycznie wieloma rzeczami się interesuje i mimo choroby on cały czas rozwija te swoje zainteresowania i pasje.
Jest masa nazw leków. On wszystkie pamięta. Wszystkie leki. On wie, o której, i nawet on nam tu przypomina, że wiecie, o której miał wziąć to i to i to.
In my eyes, he's a really strong man, and he is opening up more of his vulnerable sides. So when he's as weak as he is right now, it's like he's getting also more authentic strength because he is getting more sensitive.
Today I feel happy and I feel stronger. So I hope that finally the real turnaround has started. So I'm ready for the long journey back to health and back to life and purpose.